Hey, this is Gareth and Bruce. This is our first attempt at a podcast.
We just don't know where it's gonna go.
You got more of the gruff voice. I got more of the
Softer feminine voice.
screw you.
Hey.
I don't know, I felt a little snobby when we hit 10 episodes.
Okay, that's an interesting question.
The two of us can be Vin Diesel. Gareth can drive like him. And I can
You
look
can
like
look
him.
Welcome to Spaghetti Junction. My name is Gareth,
My name is Bruce.
and we talk about things. We just don't know where they're gonna go. Hello and welcome to Spaghetti Junction. My name is Gareth,
And my name is Bruce.
and we talk about things. Just don't know where they're gonna go. So as you know, I have Spotify. I love it because if anything is out new, I've got it.
Yeah, you're on
I love
Spotify all the
Spotify,
time, yeah.
and then I find like random groups that are like, oh, that's pretty awesome. Like for example, there's a band called Coin.
Coin. Never heard of them.
Neither did I until about a day or two ago.
Okay.
And now I like listen to them all the way now. It's random. Anyways, so on Spotify, I don't even know how long I've been doing it, but I checked all the sound levels, as I do sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a little, what's it called, on and off little switch on stereo and mono.
Okay.
And for I don't know how long now, it's been on mono.
Oh. Have you just discovered a whole new world?
So when you put it on stereo, it's like,
A whole new world.
I just don't know how long I've had it on for. That's the crazy part.
Probably since you've had Spotify, because if you just did it now.
I hope not, because it's been like half a year or something. It can't be. 6 months of mono.
Don't you feel like a nonna?
That sounds pretty clean. I can't argue with that one.
I'll use other words with you when we're done with the podcast.
That's true,
There's
actually.
kids watching probably.
Yeah. So if you do have Spotify, there's a little, I'm probably the only one.
Hit the stereo button.
So somehow I hit the mono button.
You've been living your life in mono instead
I think
of
it's been a
stereo.
few, it hasn't been like half a year, but I think when it said it plays the same thing on both ears, no, the like same, you know what, screw this. Anyways, I didn't do stereo and now I have, and my ears have never been happier. I'm actually running a Bluetooth, in-ear earphones.
Look at Mr. Techie.
It's wonderful. And then I got a gift over Christmas, and I'm just so disappointed with them. You know, there's those like white buds. They're like little ones,
Yeah.
which like fits like right inside your ear.
Oh, they don't have anything coming out of your ear at all. They
I'm
just
not tiny, and they sit right in there.
yeah. Not great.
I hate them. What a life, eh? No, because I found that my left ear is slightly it doesn't hold as much as the right. So my in-ear Bluetooth ones, I put this kind of, basically the bud sizes are different. On my left are big and the ones are small. Sorry, I just wanted to share. I know it's completely boring, but
It's okay. I've got one calf muscle that's bigger than the other, but that's because of driving with a clutch car in
yes,
traffic.
true, the horrible clutch thing. Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, and and then before we get into the topic, I told you my South African passport's ready at Home Affairs.
Yes. So next
So
step
that's
done.
great. I now have. Well, when I get it, I will then have both passports,
That is awesome.
and then it's just basically saving up for the rest of my plane ticket. I've realized that I can probably sell my car for 40. I was going to give it to Brian, but I've just spent, unplanned by the way, 9,000 rand on a racing clutch. Anyways, I know it'll be boring what it is.
For those in Europe, that's about €2.
9,000 rand. That's
I'm
pushing
being
it.
sarcastic, dude.
That's
It's
stupid.
like because of our terrible
2
economy.
and 9,000 don't even equate. It's 9.
I'm exaggerating.
Don't do that.
I like to exaggerate.
It's $900, New Zealand dollars.
It is actually.
Thank you, Ruth.
Or about €2.
So on that boring note, yeah, that's just stupid. You can laugh at your own joke. It doesn't make it funnier.
You know what? It's funny to me.
Okay, good. You laugh about it for the whole podcast. That's the back of your head. Yes, so anyways, that's boring for everybody, but I wanted just to say that.
No, it's very cool. So
I'm going to sell it for 40K, hopefully 40K, which means I can take about $4,000 with me, which is like really good.
it's a good starting money.
So we'll see.
Awesome.
And on that boring note, what's our topic, Bruce? Before we lose our loyal listeners.
Great segue.
Yeah, I don't do segues.
So this is almost like a following on from our
Yes.
topic from 2 weeks ago when we talked about astrology.
Astrology and numerology and yes, and horoscope crap and everything. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't even touch on numerology. Hey, maybe there's a part 3.
No, I'll know. Don't want to go near that.
Oh, are we done?
I'm tired of it. Tired of people's. No, I'm tired.
Are we tired of charlatans?
Yes. Good band, but yes.
Ah!
The Charlatans. Listen to them. Yes, so we were speaking about, and there was a link with something in that. As the crowd goes quiet. You were going to start us off.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Sorry.
We apologize. We really planned this. It's a syndrome.
Yes, and it is the sort of the common theme,
Yes.
your wording,
Yes.
that what's kind of started with the astrology, and we now bring it into the whole medium
The
psyche,
Barnum effect.
psyche kind of thing. The
It's
Barnum
called the
effect.
Barnum effect.
Yes, correct.
Just to recap, what is the Barnum effect?
So the Barnum
And you can
effect.
probably put your book down. I always tell you.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to read it. I don't know the Barnum effect off by heart, you know.
We just like the book on the table. That's just me.
You see, this is
It
what,
looks better on the screen.
this is what we call the Bruce book of everything.
Okay, if you really have to do it, it's fine. No, if you really have to do it, I won't hold you back.
Okay. The Barnum effect
Yes,
is
please.
when people accept vague, general personality descriptions as uniquely applicable to themselves.
Correct.
So, because you explained last time that there are so many things that are so inherent to almost everybody.
Yep.
And people take those to heart.
Yeah.
You're doing me there.
Oh, no.
And
Sorry. Carry on.
and yeah, they think that they're unique to them. Like, but
Yes. It's very clever.
actually not.
No. No. So we're talking about mediums and psychics, which are pretty much the same thing, but just someone's going to say no.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you in the comment section. But mediums / psychics.
Yes.
I think it's more hip to be called a medium.
Yeah.
It just sounds a lot more
Yeah.
Like I'm a medium. I'm a psychic. Okay, that's scary. I'm a medium.
Yeah, maybe psychic people go, huh?
Yeah.
Medium, like, ooh.
Exactly. It just sounds a little bit easier to relate.
Yes,
Instead
there
of
you
a
go.
psychic, psychiatrist, psychologist. I think it sounds a lot easier.
That's
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I think maybe the word psychic, there's probably a bit of a stigma around it, where medium is like the new cool word.
Yeah, it just sounds more comfortable.
That's it.
Yeah.
So mediumship. This
Wow.
is
I
the
didn't know it's called a mediumship.
as opposed to large or a small ship.
Correct.
Another one of my funny jokes there.
He's hilarious.
I'm laughing at my own joke
Okay,
on the
good.
inside.
Okay, cool. I'll leave it to you, Bruce.
So this is the practice of mediating communication between the spirits of the dead and living human beings. Anyway,
Spirits of the dead.
yes. Apparently the spirits of the dead can speak to us, but only through
A medium.
There we go. So yeah. And there are 3 main different types of like channeling, if you like. It's another buzzword
Channeling.
within the mediumship and psychic
Okay.
sort of world, channeling.
Okay.
Because the medium or that person has word of the day, conduit
Nice. Very nice.
for spiritual energies and communications from beyond the grave.
Ooh.
See how my voice did that? Beyond the grave. Woo woo. There we go.
Woo. Woo woo. Thank you, Bruce. Yes.
So there are seances that people hold, where that's holding, meditating, holding hands and everything, and concentrating, and obviously one person then using the energy, so-called.
Calling in a spirit or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
With using the collective energy of people sitting around the table
Okay.
to say it's maybe a family, and getting them all to focus.
Focus.
Focus on what? I don't know. But anyway,
Probably a candle or something.
I don't know. There might be drugs involved. I'm not sure.
It's possible. Right?
then using trances, going into like a trance-like state.
Okay.
And then everybody's favorite, using a Ouija boards, which I will not go near at all. I've never tried it.
No,
and
I mean,
I won't.
I think we both believe in the spirit world, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there's certain things, because I believe in that, and I believe that if that thing moves around, it's either somebody playing with the magnet linked to it, which is possible, or if all the hands are above and that thing is moving.
Yeah. So
No.
It's yeah. I think if you're coming from a place where we're coming from, where we do believe that there is a spiritual realm, yeah, that kind of stuff never sits comfortably with me.
Yeah.
It's always like, I don't know, man. I think you're kind of playing the stuff that's outside
Oh,
the
yeah.
wheelhouse.
To me, yeah, so I think we're on the same page here. With the spirit world, we're not saying that people's spirits are just flying around, and this is what we believe.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, I'll say for myself.
Cool.
Sorry. So for me, the spirit world isn't like somebody's spirit that's, that's like in purgatory.
Yes.
I believe it's when you die, your spirit leaves, and you end up, from what I understand, heaven and hell.
Mm.
And it's not floating in the area. And from what I'm understanding for myself, that kind of thing. The spiritual stuff to me is like you're touching on demons and all that kind of stuff that are. And in fact, there were books called about the spirit world back and forth.
Oh, by those the two main novels.
Into the Darkness or
This Present Darkness.
This Present Darkness. I actually read.
Killer.
It's actually very good.
Killer book.
If you do want to read something that we believe is a good, I think it's a very good depiction of the spirit realm.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 or 3 books.
Yeah. I've only read 2, so there might be a third.
Into the Darkness and?
I think Piercing the Dark.
Oh, sorry, Piercing the Darkness. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that basically is talking about the battle between good and evil.
Yes,
in the
which is
spiritual
happening in the
realm,
spiritual realm.
but all around us.
Yeah.
So we're going about our daily lives.
Yeah.
But like right here, like if we're sitting doing this podcast, there's like angels and demons.
I believe it's not around us. I believe it's happening in the spirit realm.
Okay.
But I mean, we can.
Okay. But that's what the books detail. The books detail that like even there on Earth,
Okay.
in that other
There's a
realm
little
around us,
Fight going
stuff
on.
is happening.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that, but I think the bottom line was what I was saying is people's spirits don't end up in the spirit realm fighting with each other.
No, I don't
So-
think so.
So when you're playing with the Ouija board, you're playing with actual spirits.
I think you're
You're playing with I'm just going on the evil spirits. Any horror movie, it's not like a good spirit, like a friendly spirit.
Yeah.
It's all freaking scary ass stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm right with you. I'm not going to delve anything.
I think you're playing with stuff above your pay grade.
Yes. I don't want to go near that stuff because I believe it's real.
Yeah. The other one was, remember, Glassy. That was the other one. It's kind of like an Ouija board, but you hold onto a glass, and then the glass moves.
And you've got to have your finger on it. And then you
the glass
then
moves
you
over
wait.
letters,
which is
and
like a Ouija board.
which is kind of
That's actually a Ouija board.
Yeah, it's similar, but they
Okay.
call it Glassy. So
That's lame.
still scary though.
Yes. So going on to the discussion of psychics or mediums, if that's okay to go there, unless you have
Yeah,
some,
no.
some
Let's
point.
do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. So that's so yeah. What Bruce was saying, that's mediums, and a lot of them, will do shows, because they have to be with other people, obviously, and they actually make a lot of money. I can't remember how much. I'm going to put a link up, and I hope I remember, because I always say I'm going to put a link up, and then it's like, oh shit, I didn't do it. But there's a really good video, one by John Oliver on his show, what's it called now?
The
last week
tonight.
Yes, the last week tonight, and it's all about mediums and psychics. He's funny, but he's also very clever. And if you really want to know more about it, it's $1 billion industry, is what he was saying.
I think you said a $2 billion industry, as far as I can remember.
Okay.
There was that one psychic hotline system that took in over a year.
No, it was actually over 3 years.
Was it 3 years?
Mm.
It took charged people $1 billion, but but he said took in about 500 million.
Okay. Yeah.
Still, that's a lot of money.
I don't know, half a billion on this. So they basically prey on people, to get what they want. And basically, the mediums, a lot of them have their own TV shows, which you don't have to have, but, there are some who basically, have a show in a theater, but a lot of them will have TV shows.
Yeah.
And basically what they could come across as is that they will talk to people that they're going to find and bring in the spirit realm, as to your father or your mother or your son who you lost, or because they supposedly can speak with the dead. Yeah. Which is incredible.
Yeah. So
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's very interesting how they do it, because you were talking before we started about the shotgunning approach.
Yes, that's their first one they do.
Because they supposedly don't know anything about the audience that they're standing in front of.
Yeah,
and they will then just go out with the first type of theme. I'm thinking about a person I'm hearing about a person in this sort of part of the audience. And
yes.
I'm getting the letter J, or is there maybe a Janet sitting here?
Oh my word!
And it all just seems like guesswork.
Yeah.
And they're just going cold into this thing, and then until someone goes,
and then you go, ooh,
or they're so clever that they might just catch that that one little expression.
Yeah.
Someone goes like that, and they're like, you.
Yeah.
And then
we spoke about it and we haven't done it. I'm thinking like sometime near the end of our podcast, I want to do a reading just to see if I get it right or not.
Because Gareth has been thinking that he's maybe got something.
I actually did. I thought, you know what? There's some money in it. So, all of a sudden I'm a medium.
Well, you did get bitten by that spider, so you never know.
You know what? That's a positive thought there.
You might not be able to, swing around and climb buildings, but you can walk around and read people's minds, maybe. Who knows?
So what these guys do, and there are three. I mean, it is spoken about. There are two approaches. I just found an article which speaks about three. Mm-hmm. So yes. So as you were saying, the shotgun approach, absolutely. So there's three ways that they. I was going to say pretend. Well, yeah. There's three ways that they can speak to the spirit and they can find the right people. There's the way which is the cold reading. That's the mostly used within these psychicals. That's new. What I got?
Hey.
The psychicals. So basically, a cold reading. Okay, exactly what you were doing. It's made up of questions and statements that basically mine you for information without you even knowing it. So first, for example, which is what you were doing, the medium lists, common names to guess how to match. And the ones that we found that is most commonly used is M and J.
Okay.
Because of Mary, Mark, Martha, Matthew, Methuselah. No.
And would you say that that's probably where the Barnum effect comes in the most? Is
correct.
Is the most, because he is just throwing out very common.
Exactly.
Common themes, basically.
Exactly, which will approach, which will basically cover most bases with everybody.
Right. Yeah.
With everybody, because and it's an M or a J, and then he'll go like, okay, is it Mark, Martha, begins with an M, and the moment that you'll see when they're failing is when no one says anything. Then he'll go with the M. Okay, maybe it starts. Maybe the middle name's with an M or the last name's with an M, and that's when you know they are in trouble. So that's how they start things off.
They know how to save themselves as well.
Yes, they are. In fact,
thinking on their feet.
Yeah, John Oliver actually was saying that it's a very specialized, well-trained skill. As in the guys who are doing it, they're not stupid.
Well, I had a look into that, and I came to the conclusion that possibly a lot of these are what we call mentalists.
Okay, what's the difference?
A mentalist is someone who uses I'll try to keep my book down this time.
That's fine.
They use a good knowledge of psychology, body language,
Yep.
very good judgment, adaptation and improvisation, very, very good observation skills, a lot of confidence. They can think very quickly, spontaneous thinking.
Yes.
And that's also, mentalists are lumped in with sort of the magicians. It's a branch of magic. When you go to a magic show and the person does kind of like these, what you call readings.
Yes.
But I think what these guys are probably doing is they've got those mentalist abilities, which are...
But it's not an actual mentalist because they have a very specific... Like, for example, I was watching on, the like American, one of those talent shows.
Yes.
So the mentalist, which I was talking about, which is why I feel it's different to an actual medium. For example, on the America's Got Talent show, and they were basically, they would be able to read the crowd, as in they would get very direct. So for example, one of them would have a blindfold, and then the judges would have they're like the name of the dog, where they've been on travel lately, and she will get them all. And you can ask yourself, well, look, I'm sure it's like a really good trick, but I'm finding that mentalists are different to mediums. Mentalists are I found are more for entertainment. Not all mentalists, but to me, I just find it a different thing. There's a medium and a psychic is not a mentalist. It might have traits, but it's not a mentalist. It's very different.
My thinking, after looking into the mentalist side of things, what I feel is that these people have developed mentalist skills,
okay,
but then have added in the woo-woo esoteric side,
on the spiritual side.
So they use their
because mentalists don't do the spiritual side of things.
It's funny. I've been to a show like that.
Really?
It's pretty amazing. It's like,
I know that they do stuff.
Did
they do stuff that is like, oh no, it's fascinating.
But there's so many ways you could be doing it. You could have people out in the audience when they're still in the lobby before they go into the auditorium, looking at people's clothes, looking at what they, how they've, how they present themselves and that, and then they go to the person backstage and go, okay, cool, we got this person, this is their seat number, blah blah blah, all of that.
Now, interesting enough, that is the hot. We spoke about
read.
The cold read.
Yes.
That's hot read.
Where they actually know quite a bit.
That's hot reading. But carry on there, and then I'll get to the warm and the hot.
Yeah. So I just think a lot of these people are just experts in all of those little points. Body language, watching facial expressions, all of that, and then they're able to then very convincingly bring in the other side of things, where they think that they can actually use that to then supposedly channel in the spirit of someone's dead relative or whatever.
Sure.
Very skillful.
Yeah, and that's how they make their money.
You got to admire the dedication. It take a lot to learn.
I don't know if it'll. I mean, yeah, I guess. I guess
they did the work.
There we go. Don't want to admire them because of how they take people's money.
Yeah.
So, the cold reading, which is what we've done. Then there's a medium reading. Okay. What?
Well, we're talking about mediums, and there's a medium reading.
That's stupid. As long as you jump. Oh, really?
I'm sorry.
Today is Bruce's laugh day at himself. Anyways.
So how does that one work?
So the medium reading is they offer details that sound specific, but are actually quite generic. For example, I'm seeing someone, and someone passed. I'm feeling like chest pain, like somewhere around the chest or the stomach.
Okay.
They basically, use that as a, heart, lung, because a lot of the times when people die, a lot of people it'll be something to do with the chest. Not everybody, but it's the
It's
easier
a very
one
common
to
one, yeah,
approach
yeah.
because it's common. Exactly. And then what they do, they then offer a question which is phrased like a statement.
Okay.
In the sense where they basically make the person, they do the work and they make a connection
I
in the
see.
sense where it's now put back onto them. And now they're thinking that thing that you just said to me, that question, which is a statement, if that kind of makes sense. Anyways,
Yes.
what you just said to me, I'm not going back saying, yes, that makes so much sense. And the pain and the chest and what you're saying. So they actually move the focus from themselves, from looking like they don't know what they're doing and moving it back onto you. And then you're saying, this guy's so good. It's exactly that's exactly what's happening.
It's basically like going to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, and the counselor asking the patient questions, and the patient actually coming up with their own answers.
Yeah.
Instead of
It's very clever.
the counselor
Yes.
giving them
Exactly.
the advice.
And with them, the majority of the time, they answer a question with a question. I laugh. They never, not everybody, but there have been, it'll be like when I was with somebody, when I was seeing a psychologist, they would often answer my question with the question. They say, no, but how do you feel doing that? Well, it's very clever.
Yeah.
It's questions with questions. Anyways, but that's how they make their money. And actually, they are very good.
Yeah.
And then there's the hot one, but you can go to yours first.
Okay. So I just there was I actually want to add another point to the whole reading list. There is actually a fourth way.
Reading list.
The reading, the hot, the cold, the
Okay,
medium.
but we haven't done a hot yet, though.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can't jump
Alright,
to the
maybe,
fourth
okay,
one.
let me.
No, it's fine, but we haven't gotten a hot yet.
Sorry, I'm.
So we're jumping
the-
1, 2, and 4.
I'm-
There's a 3.
Jumping the proverbial 9 mil here.
You are, Bruce. Proverbial 9. Okay.
Jumping the gun.
Oh my word, you're terrible today. God save our souls. So the hot one, then we can
Let's
get
do
to
the hot
your
and
one.
then we'll do the.
And this is where a lot of the time, so it's a recorded show basically, where there's like 100 people in there, and the medium's going to be there to read people, blah blah blah.
Yes.
So with the HOTS one, staff do a lot with they do background checks basically a lot of the time of the people who are coming. So even before the people, the audience even reach the studio, the backgrounds of a lot of the people are known.
Social
Okay.
media.
Social media, exactly. So you can actually follow up. And now, for example, I've now seen that you wrote a very sad remark 6 months ago that your dad died. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then the more that I read, I now know how he died. And they do that. It's very sneaky, but very
Yes.
horribly clever. Okay, and now, for example, even they watch as the show is happening, as to how people react. So, for example, I'm now saying, somebody died from a brain tumor, and they're looking around, and somebody on the crew notices up there, the person wearing the red dress has just gone like, oh my gosh. So he can't, so the medium doesn't see that, but then they link it to an earpiece, up. Yes, I'm just seeing you and I'm thinking, and then boom.
Yes.
Very scaly, very clever in a horrible way.
Yes. Smoke and mirrors, eh?
And yeah. And like even when the audience is coming through, you'll have, I'm somebody from the crew, just going down the line, having a conversation, and they're picking up little things, and they're asking them very specific questions that in that moment that person doesn't even really think past. So when it's actually happening with the medium, they don't go, oh my gosh, I was asked that question. They're like, oh my gosh, how did he know? Now you can bring in your fourth one.
So the fourth one is actually called psychometry.
Psychometry.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is when the person who employs the services of a medium, brings in a very specific object
Okay.
that they are connected to, like
That who's connected to?
the client.
How do they know?
No, that client will bring.
Oh, okay.
will
Sorry.
bring it with them.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll bring like a.
Oh, for a one-on-one reading.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they'll bring like, I don't know, a piece of jewelry or maybe a teddy bear that they've held onto or something like that.
That's linked to.
That they have a very strong connection with.
Okay.
And then the medium will then sort of use that as sort of like getting insight.
Do the
into
people who's
type
doing a
of-
one-on-one, do they actually tell the medium why they want to have a reading? Meaning, hey, I've just lost my son. Because I'm sure they tell them.
Yeah,
They-
there has to
they
be a
don't just
specific reason. You
Rock
can't-
up and say, okay, read me.
No, they I think
So I'm
people
sure
they
you'll
seek
know
them out for
that her
specific
son
reasons.
died and that teddy bear was her son's.
Maybe, and then this is the reminder and stuff, and can we use this as a conduit to speak
Yeah.
to my son? Can you?
Conduit.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I love
A
that
teddy
word.
bear. That goes, woo, woo,
Sounds like a
woo.
new horror movie to me.
Yes, it does. Carry on.
And that kind of thing. Yeah, so that they can use that to. Let's see, what did I write?
What did you write, Bruce?
Yeah, and they literally read the object, the history of it, the significance, and then I don't know,
And
maybe
then-
maybe the individual client's got questions about that, and
Yes.
that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the other way of doing it.
They're quite scaly, but they are well trained. Or well trained. They are well educated in doing that. They're not just fly by nights. They know what
They
they're
know
doing.
what they're doing.
It's a business, and
Yeah.
they know exactly what they're doing,
And
how to manipulate.
I think they're very, very aware of human nature, and playing on and playing on people's emotions.
Yes.
Because just like going back to our previous podcast about astrology and that, a lot of this is feels before reals.
Yes.
Emotion versus reality,
Mhm.
or rationality, should we say?
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote down that they use people's grief for their own gain.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah. Because so many people want to communicate
Yes.
with those lost loved ones.
Yes. And we actually watched one of these mediums where the guy said, for example, you blah, 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 blah. And you're going, I don't know. It's actually for the guy behind you.
No, that was a
and
good save,
they're
eh?
grasping at straws the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, to a point where I watched one of them and the guy was screwed. Where he listed things and he went no, and he kept on going. No. He's like, okay, just in the poo.
Yeah. Then he'll come up with an excuse. No, the spirit's quiet now, and she's left the room.
Exactly. In
Elvis
fact, he
has
did
left the
that with one person. That he basically said, you know what, I'm just tired. I can't do this, and he walked away
Yo,
because he said, no, I'm just all spirited out kind of thing.
esoteric out.
Yes, he was like,
He's all woo-wooed out.
Yeah. Woo woo. Now, the one thing that I find interesting that we spoke about, and the shows also, if somebody murdered, I don't know, I'm bringing in the son. Sorry, son. Okay, your uncle. I'm an uncle. Someone who was. woo. Like, anyways, so someone died.
Yeah.
And the person wants to speak to that spirit. And not once does the spirit say, whoa, I know exactly who killed me. I was murdered. I'll tell you where he is, his address, everything. Mm-mm. And when one of the mediums was asked, like, why doesn't that happen to you? He says, no, I'm actually on another plane. I don't really. So if it was actually real, that spirit would say, hey, bro.
And always the very common question is, if you're psychic, how come you don't know the lottery numbers for this week?
Some actually got it, but that was by luck, I think.
Oh, jeez. I mean, how often would that
It was
happen?
by luck. They didn't actually.
That's just
Yeah. And also every spirit that they are the medium for. What's it?
conduit.
Thank you. Are always positive. There's no negative stuff at all in there.
Yeah.
So that's also a red flag.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I think the majority are charlatans, and then there are probably quite a few that are playing with fire when it comes to
I wouldn't be surprised that
comes
they're
to
actually
things
messing around too much with the spirit realm. For
Spiritually, yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a thought about this, is that there are so many people who still believe that this is actually real.
What do they say that in America, and unfortunately we don't have the stats for any other country because obviously America's the world, 40 out of how many out of 100 people believed in it? I think it was 40 people or
I think
20.
It was four out of every 10.
4 out of every 10 people in America believe it. And the industry, because it's a freaking company, it's a business. I think we actually said it. It's $1 billion.
Yeah,
It's $1 billion.
It's an industry. It's not a
$1 billion. And the amount of people who have lost all their savings on it, because the whole thing is like, is that you now have to pay the medium to then, blah, 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 to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's not a free thing. And it's $1 billion market.
Yes.
It's disgusting. And it's not fascinating. I keep on saying that every episode I use it once somewhere. I don't know why.
What, the word fascinating?
It's so fascinating. Yeah, almost every episode. I've listened. It's like, yep, there it is again.
We chat about some fascinating topics.
Thank you for
don't think
helping
you
me.
You shouldn't have any shame in that.
Thank you, Bruce.
You are welcome to use that.
Thanks so much. That's very kind of you, Bruce.
Is it fascinatingly kind?
Actually, yes, Bruce. I'm kindly fascinated. How's that? Is that good?
Fascinatingly kind.
Ooh, even better.
Yeah.
Carry on, because I want to do a reading soon.
Cool. We don't have too long. Let me just quickly
Well,
go
maybe this show will go on just a little bit longer. For people who want to stay, I'm going
That's
to
also true.
give them a reading.
Oh, wow.
How's that? Yes?
Cool.
Okay, good.
So I just want to quickly go
Do
through
it.
the 3 main types of medium that you can get.
Okay.
And they're all named Claire.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Claire's
Claire.
a popular word.
Claire. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm sure there's someone in the audience named Claire.
Someone's called Claire with a C, middle name, Claire.
Possibly.
Clara. Yes, Clara, that's right. Good, carry on.
So, firstly, we have a clairvoyant. Okay. And this is a medium that has actually hallucinations and supposedly sees images, faces, that kind of thing. Stuff actually manifests in front of them that they can see.
Woo, woo.
Whatever. That's
Yes.
what happens when you take drugs.
Carry on.
Then you have clairsentient.
Wow, I don't know that one.
Okay. And these people, they can feel or sense the presence of a something. They sense they'll sense that the room goes cold, or they'll when you know someone's standing next to you, there's that. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that's
Interesting.
what is called a clairsentient. And then you have a clairaudient, and this is probably the most common, where they supposedly hear the voices.
They hear voices,
of
yeah,
the
I'm sure they
spirits
do.
and stuff. Yeah, I'm sure.
They hear voices in their head.
Yeah.
I can't work out if it's real or not.
Normally that gets you a padded cell and a
Exactly.
special jacket
But somehow they get a gold line jacket.
in a TV show.
Exactly. Exactly.
So they will hear those voices and then sort of speak for them,
Yeah.
or even to the point where they'll change their voice so that the spirit is supposedly even just speaking through them.
Oh, that's weird.
That gets
It's either a big fat stupid lie or they.
yeah.
It's like in the movies.
Yeah.
When they completely change their voices.
Oh man.
Holy shit! I turn it off.
That's yeah.
So as you say, they actually might be playing with fire. I believe so. The more that you get into that stuff, I think you're asking for nonsense.
Yeah.
I think so. But look, I believe that so many of them are just false and they're making money out of it and they're not doing anything spiritual. But there is a pocket, I think, that just are playing with fire that's they're going to get first degree burns from it.
Yeah.
Right, so this episode is finished. Well, it's almost finished.
Almost finished.
I offered you guys a reading
Oh boy.
because I'm obviously a medium. So this is just to show you guys really anyone can do it. Well, not anyone because I'm not trained. Educated.
I don't think you're just anyone, Gary.
You're right, actually, Bruce. I have a moment now when I'm sensing.
You're a really special person.
Oh, thanks, Bruce.
You're unique. You're a unique snowflake.
Shut up. Sorry, I'm kidding. You're a nice guy.
I've been sufficiently chastised.
Oh. Right. So, gotta move my thing around here. So, someone watching this, it could be now or could be in a few weeks. So it's between now and a few weeks. I'm kind of feeling the letters L and P. L and P. LP. It could be a musician. LP, the records. Okay, yes. It's somebody that is missing. So they haven't died, they're missing. It could be a week or 10 years. I mean, somewhere in there. It could be. Maybe I think they might have just gone missing recently. Name is Al or P. The musicians, Lisa, Lorna, no? Peter. Yes. So he's gone missing. And you're asking me, so I'm a medium, so how do I talk to someone who's gone missing? It's got dark. He's possibly not missing because I'm talking to him now. And he says, you can stop looking for me. And that he's saying that he actually wrote a song for you. And it's somewhere in his room. I think it's under the bed in a box or something like that. And he says he's all good. So stop looking. And besides looking for that music piece. And when you play that, he'll be there. All right.
Wow.
Whew, now I'm tired. I'm drained.
You're all wooed out.
Yeah, I'm dumb. I'm woo-wooed out.
I think you have a gift, Gary.
Yeah.
I think you need a TV show.
I was just there in the moment.
It's amazing.
I'm sorry it got dark, people, but you are here for the spiritual realm, so unfortunately, but he's fine.
I actually want to cry.
You want?
Just a little bit. I just had one tear.
I think you should on camera.
I can't do that on camera.
No, you're right. That's
Can't be
wrong.
vulnerable on camera. I've
No,
got a
you can't,
reputation
Bruce.
to uphold.
So yes, that's basically a pile of nonsense. So there's no Peter, there's no one missing, there's no musician.
Someone might have stolen your LPs though. You better go check.
Exactly. Maybe it's the LP part that's the danger. Yeah. Apart from that, there's no one dead. So just stop your nonsense. Yeah.
Oh my soul. Anyway, that was a good chat.
It was Bruce.
This has been the Spaghetti Junction podcast. My name is Bruce.
My name is Gareth.
Do us a solid, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
Maybe you have experienced it and to you it's been real. Well, send us a comment section. Write it into our comments. Do you believe it? Do you not believe it? Is it real? Is it not? Have you been affected by it? Have you had a reading before?
Cool. Yeah, engage with us.
And may the spirits be with you.
We'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.
Goodbye.